orchestra because I always wanted to be a musician, and ever since I heard about orchestra, their music and everything, I just fell in love with it.
What got me to join orchestra is the fact that I already played the cello. I had been playing for a good amount of time. I didn't join orchestra until the 8th grade, and I kind of wish that I had joined it sooner because I could have had like more time with the people and the friends that I have now.
I joined orchestra because I loved music from day one. It was either band or orchestra. And I stuck with orchestra because I had a teacher from elementary school who was going to be running the program, and I was very comfortable with her, and I enjoyed having her as a teacher.
The reason I chose orchestra is because I like the way string instruments sound, especially the violin, so that's why I chose to play the violin.
What's fun about orchestra is getting to play as a group, get to know other musicians, lots of music with them, and then you get closer with them.
Orchestra is really fun because it's not always just the orchestra. You can combine with other types of groups of fine arts like the choir or the band to make an even bigger, better sound, and it's always very fun.
I like playing the bass because when you first start, it'll be hard, but then it'll get easier. And like a lot of times we have the harmony, so like we don't have the melody, but when we do have the melody, it's awesome. It's all about the bass, no trouble.
I picked cello because you can play hard music, like just heavy music, and you can also play something classical, pretty. It's a combination of two, because I like to do like medieval pirate music and classical period kind, like Renaissance. It's a good experience. I fell in love with it, and that's why I picked cello.
I chose to play the cello because I had been to a few concerts and things, and one group in particular stood out, and there were 3 cellos in it, and I just was like, oh, I want to play this instrument because it sounds so cool. I have thought about playing other instruments also, like the violin or the viola, but I feel like cello is just mine. Like that's what I'm most comfortable with.
One of the good things about being a violinist is you get solos, which is really cool.
I play the violin, and I chose it because I thought it was a very beautiful instrument. Like, it sounded really nice, and it really kind of like stuck out in the orchestra. Like, it has like the main parts of it, or like it plays the melody of it. And that's not my style, but part of me really wanted to stick out in the orchestra, so that's why I chose it.
So in orchestra, if you're looking to play one of the instruments, you have 4 choices. You can play the bass, the cello, the violin, and viola. And the violin and viola are the more higher pitched or smaller instruments.
So when choosing your instrument, just find one that speaks more to you. If you like the higher sounding instrument, I would choose the violin. If you like more of the harmony and sort of melody in some cases, I would choose the viola. And there's also the lower sounding instruments.
If you're looking at the more lower sounds, there's the bass and the cello. And the bass is the really big instrument that you can't sit for. That's one of like the cons for it. But they have a really deep sound, and I personally love that. That's what had me choose the bass. And then there's the cello, which has the melody at times. They're kind of like in between the viola and the bass.
Our new director, Mr. Orser, he has picked some really awesome pieces, like The Hobbit, themes from that,
Like 80s songs.
80s songs, like Journey and the Beatles. It's just a lot of fun. And I can tell that once he takes us to competitions and stuff, we're just gonna like, oh, it's gonna be awesome.
That's also a fun part about orchestra, is that we get to take a lot of trips together and get to see new places and play music, and it's just really fun.
And like the trips that are combined with the band and the choir, like one that me and Penny and Lizzie all went to Austin with the band and the choir, and that's a really fun trip because you get to play with the band and the choir where you don't usually get to.
I love starting my day off in orchestra because it's just such a positive atmosphere, and Mr. Orser is just really fun to work with. He's very enthusiastic, and he likes to joke around a lot, which is it's a really good feeling to have in orchestra. Like, it's good to have that like laugh and giggle moments, but to also be serious. So
He will tell us where we need to be in German. So I've been learning German numbers all year, and I think that's really fun. So you're not only getting music, you're getting a foreign language. And that's just it's a little
2
thing.
for 1.
It's just a
But
little
wait,
thing
there's
Mr.
more.
Orser brings to the class that it's fun. You'll have so much fun in orchestra. Right now we have 3 orchestra directors. We have Mr. Orser, Miss Ibata, and Mr. Lovelace. And I love the way that Miss Ibata conducts, and I love how goofy Mr. Orser is.
Mhm.
And I just think that them being here and helping us makes orchestra so much fun, and it's going to make you want to join. Once you meet them, you're going to be like, oh, I love these people. We are just a family, like a really
Oh, yeah.
tight-knit family. And I think that's one of the things that I love the most about orchestra. The Orc Dorks choose you!